Hello and welcome to yet another exciting edition of Emerge. I am Ulo, your delightful host. Now another delightful thing that's seated right across my face. I cannot believe it. I absolutely cannot believe that this queen right here from her crazy stages just literally, slid some time off and said, girl, I'm gonna come do this thing with you. Now, the person that is right across me is a media mogul, talk show host. She calls herself, I love to call her the queen of talk shows. Hi, Helen.
Let me take it in. Did you just call me a media mogul?
Yes, you are a media mogul. 100 episodes of a show. Only a mogul can do that.
Oh, thank you so much for that, though. Thank you.
So lovely to have you.
Thank you.
On the couch, in the building.
Thank you for having me. By the way, I love this couch. Can I take it home with me?
You know what's funny? Who else wanted to take this couch with them?
You see?
I promise you. Chile Shewalia.
Yeah.
She was like, hey, I want to take this
so beautiful.
couch. And I'm like, the kids will be jumping across because it's short.
This will be mommy's special couch.
You will have accidents at home.
This is mommy's special couch. Nobody should take it.
But thank you. You look amazing.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You were telling me I'm tired, and I'm like, girl, humble brags. What do you do to be this cute and to look this good?
Come on. Yeah, tired but good.
Yeah, I am honored to have you in the building, like earlier alluded to. Now, what strikes me just from the top of my head is Queen of Talk Shows. At what point did you arrive to that, and why Queen of Talk Shows?
So my manager then and I were talking about, we need to come up with some hashtags. How would you feel being called Queen of Talk Shows? I'm like, oh yeah. And then she was like, why are you so confident? I'm like, am I not the Queen of Talk Shows?
But of course you are.
And then I'm like, and then she's like, no, because usually I'm like, come on, let's leave that. Then I'm like, look here. Like if we look around at how many females have their own talk shows, like their own, started from their own creativity, I think I've done a lot more than any person has done it in terms of females. That's how we came.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not only done it, because I know sometimes you're absolutely down to earth and you like to downplay it. You have done it, and greatly so.
Thank you.
I will give it to you. Most consistent,
Thank you.
quality content, and you've literally shaken the landscape of the media industry.
Thank you.
I am proud of you.
Thank you so much.
So now something else that you are a queen at is being a mother. You make it look so easy. Now look, I'm preparing. I'm in that stage where I'm trusting God for kids.
Yeah.
And you just make my ovaries itch every time.
That's nice, girl. That's nice. Everything will just go for you like that.
I would like to know though,
Yeah.
what do you know now about motherhood that you wish you had known earlier before having the babies?
The fact that you don't experience. I remember there was a friend of mine, a guy who was telling me, Helen, you don't know true love till you have kids. And I'm like, oh, come on. I have nieces that I love dearly and whatnot. I was like, no, you don't know. And for me, it's experienced in true love. Like true love for somebody you can literally die for. I can die for my kids.
Really?
I love my kids to the bone. I feel it in my bones. Like,
you don't seem like a spoiler or somebody that would get to the
no.
core
Spoiling
like
doesn't mean I love I don't spoil the kids. I spoil them when it is right. I'm an African parent, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a very African parent. But I love my kids, and that's why I don't want them to be spoiled to the point where I destroy their futures. I want them to have beautiful futures, but I love them wholeheartedly. I can do whatever I can to just show them how much I love them. So that is one thing that nobody told me, that you even have the fear of death.
Really?
Yeah, because you're thinking, oh Lord, if I die when my kids are still babies, is anybody going to love them as much as I do? The plans that I have for them. And I saw somebody posted on Facebook. I'm like, exactly. When we're afraid to say it, but it's true. A lot of parents don't want to die when their kids are not independent. They want to die when the kids are able to do life on their own, you know? Yeah, and I think that, and sometimes they drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get depressed when they have the tantrums. You're like, Lord, what am I doing wrong? Was I wrong to have these kids? you have those questions. Like, yeah. I well, at one point when my firstborn child was having tantrums, she's 3, so she's having those toddler tantrums. I was like, no. I really felt like crying. She was crying for no reason from midnight to 05 every day. So no sleep for me. And sometimes I have to wake up early to go for work. I literally felt like this is not it. And that time she's behaving like that. Then I had another baby and she started doing that again. She started making...
The second baby also got tantrumatic.
No, she's not yet at the tantrum stage. Baby, the first one again started her tantrums. She was jealous.
I thought it's the jealousy, yes.
And that made me regret having a second child. Like, did I hate the other one? Like, I love both of you. But I think it's just those things that every parent, I think, goes through. But otherwise, it's a beautiful experience.
Would you say you found the balance now? Because I know, it's a never-ending process.
Now you kind of understand, like, she's going through this process. Some things you just look at when they're fighting, when she's crying, you just let her be. Now we punish her, like, we'll lock you in the pantry. And
are you serious?
I've stopped, mommy. But I found a balance. And also, I think for me, the problem is I like to be a hands-on mom. No matter how busy my schedule is. So, like, I haven't been with them right now for 3 weeks. The moment
that's a long time.
Yeah, because I had to travel for 2 weeks. And this week, I was very, very busy. I know I won't have time for them. I know when they come back, I want to make it up for them. I want to be there for them. So even when I have a helper at home, I don't want, if I'm at home and I have the time, I will bath the kids, I will feed the kids. I'm hands-on. All they have to do is help me clean and do that, but I'll make sure that I cook for them, I do what I have to do for them. And they're used, and sometimes I just told myself, okay, you know what, the helper needs to get used to also doing stuff for them.
Absolutely.
So that's when I started opening up to it, but otherwise I was overprotective. I didn't want anybody else.
Especially with crazy things we've seen.
Exactly, and that has really been tough for me. I'm very overprotective. Like, I want to make sure they're safe, but also I know that I have to trust my helper, because at the end of the day when I'm busy, this is the person who has to take care of them. But literally, I just feel like for them, it's also memories. Like, oh, mommy was there. She was bathing me. She was feeding me. Sometimes schedules can be crazy and busy, and you won't be with them for hours. You leave home in the morning, come home at night. They're sleeping. So when you have the time, I just want to make sure that I give it my all. Sometimes I've been late for appointments because I'm like, I need to leave when they're bathed.
I've actually heard someone talk about parenting. Pumi Ledwaba from South Africa. She's a YouTuber. Does great content. She spoke about parenting in the sense that the best gift we can never give our children is immaterial. Just being there, the tiny details. This is where we'll find kids that are from rich families, but if that presence was missing, it's either some are depressed or they are insecure, they're not confident, because there was nobody to assure them.
Exactly. And my first daughter has taught me that. We've done certain things together as a family whereby my husband and I are like, this is not much, because that's what we're thinking about bigger things. But you'll find that my daughter will never forget that. She'll be telling everybody, Mommy and Daddy did this. We went to do this. We went.
The proud moment.
She's so proud and she's so happy. She's like stuck and she's like, Mommy, when are we doing a picnic again? You're like,
sweet.
oh, you liked it. So now I was telling my husband, said, look, babe, sometimes let's just do things for these guys. You can see, me and you may not want to do certain things, but you see how those things tick in my daughter's head. Like, she doesn't get over it. She'll be talking about it over and over. She has such a sharp memory. She'll never forget. But for me, that has taught me something.
You never forget as well. I remember having a conversation with you and you're like, I never forget. So she got it from you.
I never forget, but I think I do forget sometimes. But my daughter keeps, like, sometimes you may promise her something and you've forgotten about it, and then she'll just remind you, Mommy, we're supposed to do this today. And so I just feel like the time that I spend with them, I want it to, because I know it means a lot to them. Now
I literally know who I'm supposed to see for my mom masterclass.
I know, right? I can give you a little bit. Yeah.
I know who to call. Definitely, I'm looking forward and just trusting, the Lord does His thing. However, getting into today's conversation, and I know that, this conversation actually started behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. We have exhausted, digested, spoken, re-spoken, gotten to the end, and back to the beginning. However, today we will be talking about trusting the process. And I was telling Helen earlier when she walked into the studio that she is literally the epitome of it can be done. Literally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I am curious because for me, talking about process, the first thing that comes to mind is when you walked out of the ZNBC doors.
Yeah.
Take me back to that day. What was running through your mind? And just, the boldness of having to make that decision.
So here's the thing. I used to tell some of my friends I was working with, the ones that I was close, I don't think I'll work for so long because I'm an independent person and there are certain things that I want to do and there's a certain way I want to handle this media business. Which I think I might not be getting here. I think I've gotten what I wanted from here. But you think, it's not easy to quit a job that's giving you money every month, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The security and the comfort zone. Yes.
I'm like, I'll plan my life when I start making profit, maybe when I start that business, then I'll leave. Then I was expecting my first child and I had complications, so I had to be in hospital for a month.
Really?
Now, the 3 weeks before my daughter was born, you are in hospital. You're literally doing nothing. So my brain is running. And I'm looking at my career. Every day I'm asking myself, what haven't I done? What have I done? Am I where I want to be? Where do I want to be? And I told myself, no, I think I've hit a ceiling. And this is a conversation that I was thinking about even before I went in the hospital. But when I had that time to sit, I am not working. I'm just in the hospital waiting for doctors to check on me.
No distraction.
No distraction. I'm really thinking about my life. So what next? I feel like even the next year will be the same as the other years I've been at ZNBC. So what do? I've hit a ceiling. I need to go and look for what's out there. I gave God an ultimatum. I gave God, I have conversations with God like I'm seeing Him.
I like that.
I'm like, God, if I leave this place and I go back to work and I get the same feedback that I have been getting all along and same everything, then you're telling me to walk away. If I'll get something positive that I've been wanting in the workplace, then I'm going to stay.
What was that feedback?
I don't want to go into detail. So I went back for work.
Yeah.
And now that time for the feedback came. And guess what? It was worse than I thought. It was worse than what I had.
Confirmation 101.
Somebody's like, confirmation.
Yeah.
I'm not staying. And all I needed, because when you're married, you just don't make decisions on your own, because I knew that when I leave work will literally depend on my husband for some time before I'm stabilized. I had a plan, yes, but is this plan going to come immediately? I just had a baby and whatnot. So I asked my husband, am I staying? And he said, no.
Really?
We're not.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, thank God. So it's time for me to walk away. And as a creative, you can know when it's time to leave. Because I know how I am. I'm always thinking about things. I'm always thinking about my next move. The moment I start being stagnant for so long, then I know that I think I've reached a ceiling. I need to rethink what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely. Now, what's actually quite funny is when you said it was time to leave, that almost looked like the time you were hitting your peak. Just in the media industry, you were literally hosting pretty much every entertainment show.
Yeah, I know, right?
At ZNBC. And your husband having said it's time to leave, do you think it would have been any different if he didn't confirm to that, the burning edge for you to leave?
It was going to kill me. If he would have said, no, stay, we can't afford to have you leave a job, it was going to kill me. I live on creativity, and if my creative side is not happy, that was going to depress me.
Crazy.
It was going to depress me.
Absolutely crazy. So do you think, walking away from the ZNBC doors, the biggest platform in our country, we cannot deny that.
Oh, no, we can't.
Did you think your brand would get to where it has gotten?
No, I didn't.
Tell me about your plans.
I didn't
your
think so.
Anticipation.
I didn't. I had a plan because, when I was at ZNBC, I would upload on YouTube. I'm always thinking about expanding what I'm doing, which I think every one of us should do. I'm always thinking about how do I reach the next level. So I when I was at ZNBC, I'm like, okay, so people in Zambia watch these shows. Yes. But I just don't want people in Zambia to watch what I do.
Nice.
I want people outside Zambia to watch what I do. How do I reach them? And I'm like, oh, YouTube. That's how I started posting whatever I was doing on YouTube. You see, if you go down to my first video,
I need to go back.
You will see some funny videos of me hosting. Oh, we're here at this event. I'm telling you. But that was the whole purpose was I want people that are not in Zambia to see what's happening in Zambia. Actually, I need to. I don't know. My profile says something like I'm an entertainer from Zambia. I'll be updating on what's happening in the entertainment industry in Zambia, something like that. That's what it said, because that was the plan. I'm going to be updating them with everything that I'm doing. But it wasn't as consistent as now, because then it was just by the way, I'll wake up and say, oh, I haven't posted anything
on
YouTube. I would post. Then what hit me was, so when I was at, and I was just doing it for fun. At that point, I didn't even do some research of YouTube can pay people. I didn't know that. I was just thinking, when I leave my job, I'll be doing a YouTube show. We'll try to get sponsors, and the sponsors can come on board.
Yes.
Then I met Jessie Chisi. And then she's like, hey, so what are you doing on YouTube? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying. How many subscribers do you have at that time? I'm like, 3,000. Then she's, oh, does YouTube pay you? I'm like, they can pay me with those subscribers. I'm like, I'm going to do a research. I went home and did my research. I'm like, cool, I have the subscribers, the one that probably have the hours, I'm just going to hit it. Obviously, there's a lot of obstacles with YouTube payments. But then I told my husband, say, look, I'll start my show. I'll start it on YouTube. We'll try to get sponsors. It was still the plan. We'll get sponsors for it, have 3,000 subscribers. I think that's a lot. Sponsors can jump on board. Then when we were about to start my show, because for me, it was like, it's going to go on. But then also the other thing was, I had people, when I stopped posting what I was doing at ZNBC, I had people texting me from outside Zambia.
Are you serious?
Yeah, on Instagram, and they're telling me, hey, we love your content. What's happening? Why are you not producing? I'm like, oh, really? I'm going to come. I'm going to come with new content. I kept telling them that because that's the period I also started my brand. I had the nightwear brand.
Yes,
I was
remember.
doing my brand, like pushing that. Then we decided we're going to start. We had a sponsor. Who was ready to come on board as well.
Is that for the talk show?
Yeah. So we had a sponsor. Everything's going well. We'll start recording next week. Then COVID hit. And then
Talk about those obstacles,
the sponsor says, no, right now we're unable to release that money that we agreed upon because we don't know how COVID is going to affect our business. We tried to wait. We tried to wait. And then I was just saying this COVID thing is not ending. That's how I told my husband. So, you know what? Let's just start. If sponsors will come on board, they'll come. If they don't come, let's just do it anyway. And that's how we started. But I didn't think, I knew people were going to appreciate it one day. I know people that were going to love it one day, but not as much as they did. Even I haven't done episodes right now. I still get a lot of people asking me, when are you giving us fresh episodes? When are you giving us fresh episodes? And sometimes you feel like people are not watching, and then they just tell you, look,
even with all those views, Helen, at what point are you thinking?
Sometimes it's like, it goes really low. It can go low, and you're just like, what next?
The analytics, I really get you.
And that's the thing with social media. It's not like when I was working for ZNBC, I don't know how many people are watching my shows, but at least I know people are watching my shows.
Yes.
As long as they meet me on the street and say, hey, Helen.
And you're paid at the end of the day, regardless.
But with social media, analytics, you are seeing them. Whether it's working or not, you are able to, nobody has to explain to you. You're seeing it. So that can stress you out. But I really, really appreciate it. I didn't see it grow to that much.
Were there moments you regretted the decision? Because I'm hearing you say, you leave ZNBC and then you're strong-willed, you're pushing this thing, get started, and there's a little bit of hope. Hey, we've got a sponsor, and then boom, this gets cut.
Yeah.
Were there moments you felt like, I think I made a wrong decision?
No, unfortunately, this will sound like a lie. Not one day have I woken up and said, why did I leave ZNBC?
Wow.
And that's when I knew, when I told my friend, there's a friend of mine, Priska, I called and I told her, look, I'm quitting my job. And she told me, look, is the decision giving you peace? I'm like, yes. Then she said, if it's giving you peace, then it's the right decision.
We need friends like that.
And for me, every month that came, I was telling myself, I'm going to regret this month and for not getting paid. Then it goes by. By the time I'm realizing it's a year, I'm not working for a year. And I'm like, I think I'm good. I should stop worrying. Right now we're talking, Ulo, it's 4 years.
It is.
It's 4 years. And
wow.
I haven't woken up one day and all I wake up and say is, I appreciate the lessons I learned from ZNBC. I appreciate the mentorship I got from ZNBC. But I've never had a day where I'm sitting and saying, oh Lord, I made a big mistake. No.
Just like I alluded to that, every time I look at your career, your path, you strike me as it is possible. However, this is superficial, it's external. I do not know what is going on precisely in your life. Well, unless you have, we have the time to maybe catch up and you fill me in.
Yeah.
Would you say you have mastered the art of trusting the process and I just want to see the reality of, because externally it looks like you are thriving, and I do believe, you just had a recent project there, the Women's Networking Project, and you're constantly having events from weekend to weekend. And for me, that is external, that is success. So would you say that time, what does that process, look like for you? And are you living in your purpose? I just want to understand the two dynamics of, the reality of, yes, you have the gigs. Would you say you've actually gotten to the place of success? And also, what does process really look like for you?
If you talk about success, it really depends on how you look at it. Success with my show, I can't take that away from it. I have 73 plus subscribers.
Which is,
come on, 73,000 plus. That's success. I should appreciate. Am I where I want to be? I think I'm too ambitious, so definitely no. I'm not where I want to be.
Where do you want
Is my show where at the level I wanted it to be? I would have expected it to be? No. Is it getting what I wanted it to get? No. Okay? So I've had situations where I plan, like, where you're thinking, okay, this phase we're supposed to be at this level, we're supposed to get so sponsors, we're supposed to do that. So we wanted to rebrand and do those. I remember, and then things didn't go as planned. Everything was just going, even things that were looking promising, just when you're about to hit it, and then something just shatters it. That messes you up. And especially also, I criticize myself so much, and I feel like if a lot of people are trusting me to give them the best, and I'm not giving them what I feel is the best, I feel like I'm letting down people. So the moment I feel like I'm letting down people and the people that I love, people that support me, it hits me so bad. I remember last year, I just hit rock bottom. I hit rock bottom. I went into depression. I was gone. Literally gone. I lost some contracts were abruptly cut. Like, things were just not going right at the same time. And I felt like, God, are you there? You choose who to bless. Literally, I was telling God, like, you choose who to bless. And I don't think I'm one of your favorite children. I don't think so. I think I sin a lot. But I've seen sinners that are doing worse than me, God. But why am I being punished more?
It's always the case. It's crazy.
I was literally waking up, and I would have loved to stay in bed the whole day, but I had to wake up and get up, and because of my kids.
Oh, wow.
And I remember calling my sisters and telling them how I was feeling and how angry I was with God. And I could hear them getting worried. Oh, no, you can't be talking like that. God loves you. Just was like, no. Why? I give tithe. Why?
I know.
My mother
I
prays for
work
me. I can be a
hard.
sinner. My mother prays for me.
You've got to pray for yourself.
I pray for myself. Like, I work hard. I do what I have to do, you know?
Yes.
But things are not going right until one of my sisters just thought, I think she could feel from it. I'm one person who likes to harbor what I'm going through. But I think when I spoke up, she was she started sending me messages, scriptures, what, and that really helped. There's one preacher that she sent. She said, "You need to listen to this man." I'm like, when I listened to that, it's literally the message was directed to me, and that started getting me back.
Oh man.
But I've had those moments.
Listen, we need to have I'm just like, we need to have endless conversation, and maybe in just under maybe a couple of seconds we could just wrap up the conversation, but I'd like to hear the end of it.
Yeah. So yeah, but that was it. Like, you get up, get yourself up and say, okay, we keep moving.
What's happening to getting candid?
We keep moving. So to start with, I felt like I needed a break.
Okay.
Like, I needed to rethink, refresh, sometimes I got tired. But then also I was working on another contract. I was contracted to produce a movie. I don't know, but by the time now I can talk about it. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
Oh,
I don't know.
wow.
I was working with Frank Sibuku, the
Okay.
best of the best.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, girl.
So
you've literally gone to
Yeah, so it was so demanding. I don't know if by the time we're showing this, it will be
I think it will.
out.
We're launching soon.
But it was really, it was a new challenge, a great one that I loved and I enjoyed, and I appreciate that they trusted me with that job.
When does it launch?
I can't say the date
Okay.
because there's so much that
That's
we're
fine.
doing. We want it to be so great for production, but soon.
Oof.
Soon we are practically done with shooting. It's just the post-production that's really busy right now.
Crazy.
But I can promise you a very great project.
I do not doubt that.
Yeah,
I'm
so for
incredibly
me,
excited.
for me, it was taking up so much of my time. Sometimes
Yeah.
you'd leave home at 4 and at 5, and you're getting home at 1. I'm like, you know what? I think also because I needed a break from the show, I might as well give my full energy to this. Plus, it's a new experience. Let me give it my all.
But are you coming back?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
Coming back with
girl.
something special that we've already started working on. Yeah.
Girl, you're literally making me sit at the edge of my seat. And this is the thing with Hellen. When you have a chat with her, she's an absolute breath of fresh air. Thank you so much for joining me today on Emerge.
Thank you for having me.
And I really hope that the people watching this will be inspired to just emerge, just to take off with their dreams.
I hope so.
Alrighty, just like Helen's signature, yay. She always says, alrighty. This was such a breathtaking conversation. I am delighted to have had it. And I just hope that you are encouraged to live in your true purpose. Now like I always say, whatever it is that you want to do, if it stands right and serves purpose, then go